Hi, today I want to do another pick a card reading, this time on a friendship. So I'm gonna look over the current energy that is in your friendship. I want you to keep a certain friendship in mind and if you can trust them, or mostly whatever the underlying issue is. In a second, I'll show you the 4 crystals that you can choose for the piles. I'll be using the Mermaid Tarot. That is one of the decks that I'm working with in February. I'll link the video where I talked about that in the description box and in the cards. But also, if you want to book a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can do so through the links in the description box below. I upload multiple pick a card readings a month, so if you want to be subscribed to this channel to watch all of that, definitely subscribe. And now let's go over the piles. So for pile number 1, I have a piece of labradorite, and this is the biggest crystal that I have here for the piles. Let's see if it will focus. I'm having a lot of trouble focusing, but I think it's good. It's really pretty. For pile number 2, I have amethyst. Piece of raw amethyst for pile number 2. Pile number 3, I have smoky quartz, one of my favorite crystals, my personal favorites. Smoky quartz for pile number 3. And then I haven't touched this in a while, but this is a piece of raw carnelian. Pick your pile and click the timestamp in the description box below to go to your reading. And let's get started with pile number 1. You chose this piece of labradorite. So I'm going to use a spread that I use in my friendship readings that I do for the readings that you can book with me. I'm first going to look at your energy, then their energy, the connection between you two, the issue, and then the overall advice. So let's first get a card for your energy. What is your energy in this situation? I have the Chariot in reverse, so there's some stagnant sort of energy, the Devil in reverse, and the 4 of Wands in reverse. So I feel like there's a lot of instability. We have, like I said, the Chariot card in reverse. This tells me stagnant energy, not being determined, not being sure about if this friendship is something that is going to serve you in the long term or if it's going to serve you at all. I have the 4 of Wands in reversal. There's some instability to the foundation. I don't know how you two became friends or what it is about your friendship together that makes you feel like you can't be yourself, you can't really trust them anymore. There's this feeling of not feeling at home anymore with them. And then I have the Devil in reverse, and this is super interesting because it is coming up for your energy. This could be that either you haven't been as great to them as maybe you think or as they want or accept from you. Maybe there have been some expectations from them on you that you haven't been meeting, maybe because you don't want to meet those expectations, because maybe you think they are unfair. But there's also this part of being bonded to something, and I think you lost that sense of connection that you used to feel with them. So that is what I got for your energy. Let's see for their energy. What is their energy in this friendship? I have the 2 of Swords in reverse, the Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands in reverse. The 2 of Swords indicates a decision having to be made and not being able to make it. It's sort of like a very hard decision. I don't know if this has to do with your friendship. I think this is something that they have going on in their lives. A decision or 2 people sort of fighting over them. I don't know if they are in a relationship with somebody or something like that, but there seems to be this battle going on between 2 people fighting for their attention, fighting for their friendship, fighting for their love. I don't know if you are one of those people. Maybe there's somebody else who's being very toxic, but there's this 2 people around them that are in a battle. We can literally see that in this card. There are 2 people going to battle, but I don't think he is or they are the one. I don't know why I'm thinking he. I don't know if your friend is the one being in the battle. I think they're in the middle of it. and they're being affected by it. We have the Page of Pentacles. This is a card that I see as being very studious, learning new things. So that is interesting. Have they just like started something new or something? That's interesting. Page of Pentacles. Let me think for a little bit on that while I'll go to the Knight of Wands, because this is like my adventure card. And they feel like they are being stifled in their sense of adventure, in their ability to go out there and explore new things. I don't know if this has to do with the two people who are fighting over them, but that is the sort of energy that I get here. Right, I forgot. What I mostly associate with the Page of Pentacles is being focused on your goals and going on a new career path, learning new things. So either they recently got a new job, or they are turning a new leaf, turning a new path into their career. I don't know what their energy has to do with your friendship. So that could mean a couple of things. And we're going to look at the other cards, of course, in a bit. But either you are all about this friendship and they are just not in it as much as you are, or they don't really seem to see the issue. They don't really seem to see the issue, or they don't see that they are part of the solution nor the problem of whatever issue there is between you. And that can be problematic for a couple of reasons, because if they don't see themselves as the part of the problem, they can't be part of the solution. So that leaves the solution up to you, which is not fair. So let's look at what is your connection. What is your connection? Of the Six of Swords, decisive change, moving on. I have the Two of Wands in reverse. So wanting to move on, but sort of being stuck in not seeing the potential. Just not seeing the potential where this friendship is going. And then I also have the Knight of Cups. So there definitely might be some potential. I don't know if there used to be like a romantic connection between you two, or just a connection where you did have a lot of love for each other. It doesn't have to be romantic, it can be platonic. But I feel like, oh, that's hard. Because I have the Six of Swords. Let me show you the cards, I didn't show you them. Because I have the Six of Swords, and I'm also gonna twist my ring light a little bit so it doesn't reflect as much. The Six of Swords, a card of decisive change, of moving on, moving ahead, moving forward with their lives, but not really taking you with them or leaving someone behind. We again have the Two of Wands, and we have the Two of Swords indicating the battle of two people, and then we have the Two of Wands, like the people who are in their life, that are affecting their life. I'm using they, them pronouns because I don't know who this is about. But they are also preventing them from seeing any possibility in the future. And I don't know what that has to do with the connection between you two. I don't know. I can't seem to be able to pick up on that. But we also have the Knight of Cups. And like I said, the Knight of Cups is the seeking of a connection. So I don't know how much you have done to help your connection, to help your friendship, to try and save it. But I do see with the Knight of Cups that there is a glimmering of hope. So let's look at what is the issue exactly. What is the issue? This one flew out, the World. So maybe one of you feels like this friendship has sort of run its course and it's sort of at the end, you know, there's not really much else to happen or something, like it can't really go on any further because the World is like this end of a cycle, this completion, this achievement, and after that you close the door and you start a new journey. I also have the Empress card in reverse. The Empress card is my card that I see as nurturing, as abundance, as healing, and there's just, for someone, there's not an opportunity here to heal and to move on and to move forward and to be nurturing to themselves because they feel like they are sort of in a toxic environment, and I feel like that is you, because you are the one that I got the devil reversed for. I have the Nine of Wands. Someone is already moving on, but not letting the other one know. That is the energy that I got here, because we have the Six of Swords of energy of moving on, but we have the Nine of Wands, which is about determination, but it's in reverse. So it's like, but where do we go from here? We've come this far. I'm right here. Where are you? And how do we go further? How do we make it to the end? We are already at the 9. How do we get to the final step, to the 10? But I feel like someone already took it there, just didn't tell you. That is the energy that I get here. And then we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like someone is not properly protecting themselves. I don't know if that is you, that you are not properly protecting yourself, or you haven't properly protected yourself. And this is an encouragement for you to do so, to accept your worth and to know that maybe this is not a person that I want to be in a friendship with. Maybe this is not a person that I want to have into my life if they can just move on and not tell me. So let's look at what is the advice for you, pile number 1. What is the advice for you? I have Justice. You know what? What I associate most with the Justice card, the sentence that I recently connected to it, was every action has a reaction, and sometimes it has rewards, sometimes it has consequences, but every action has a reaction. And if they have built up bad karma, karma will get their ass. And it is also important that what you do to help yourself heal, because we got the Empress in reverse, turn it into an upright Empress. Take care of yourself, nurture yourself, and then that is an action that will also have a reaction, because it will cause you to be able to heal. So it's really important here to be mindful of your behavior and to know that their behavior will have the consequences as well. So to trust in the universe to have your back. I also have the Ace of Wands. This feels like a flame going out. That is what it feels like. So there might have been a time where you felt very passionate about your friendship, but that sort of, like I said, I just get this energy that it has run its course. You just weren't informed, and that sucks, and I'm really sorry about that, but that is the energy that I get here, with the Ace of Wands being, usually it's this seed of a potential, but it's in reverse, so it's almost like it's really hard, like there is no potential. But I feel like you are the Knight of Cups here in the connection part of this reading. You keep trying to look for the connection, and you want to know if it is still there. And I don't see it. I don't see it. So what is some actual advice? Anything that you can do right now? I have the Emperor. Get in control of your own life. Don't let anybody else tell you what to do, including me. But I do think the Emperor is a very controlling, very strong card that wants you to take control over your own life, to take control over your own friendships, and not let them control the narrative, if that makes sense. I don't know why I just felt that, but I did. So that is sort of the advice of not letting anybody stab you in the back, not let anybody walk all over you, and know that you are in control over your own life. So yeah, pile number 1. That wasn't the most fun reading, but I really hope it helped and I hope it resonated. Please let me know in the comments down below how it resonated. You can book a personal one-on-one tarot reading with me if you want more insights on this. Through the links in the description box, through Etsy or Ko-fi. Subscribe to this channel if you want to see more tarot chats, more pick a card readings. I do those all the time. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi, pile number 2. You chose the amethyst crystal. Super beautiful. Might be one of my favorite crystals. So let's first look at what is your energy. What is your energy, pile number 2? I have the moon. Let's see, the 4 of Cups, the 7 of Wands in reverse, and the 2 of Wands in reverse. You haven't really been in a great place. There's a lot coming in right now. We have, let's first show you the Moon card and the 4 of Cups. So the 4 of Cups is a card of like being super frustrated, being a little bored, having, you can also see it as daydreams in this certain card, specific card. I don't see it. We have the Moon almost singing, breathing, like there is frustration, but you can't put your finger on it. That is the energy that I get here. There's a frustration, there's a problem, and you can't quite put your finger on it. We have with the 7 of Wands, defending yourself, holding your ground, but it's in reverse. So that is something I think that you're having a lot of trouble with. People maybe overstepping, crossing your boundaries, and you're having a very hard time keeping up those boundaries and almost like respecting yourself and holding your ground, defending your boundaries. That is something that you've been struggling with a lot, and maybe people are walking all over you in some sort of way is what I'm getting here. And then we also have the 2 of Wands, and this is a card of potential, and since we have it in reverse, I feel like you're struggling to see any potential, or there's a path that you're struggling to see which way to go. There's just a lot of uncertainty. I see a lot of uncertainty here. And the Moon card can also be a card of like the subconscious and just not knowing everything, and that can be very frustrating. So you feel like there are some secrets that are being kept from you, maybe with the Moon card, and you just don't know which way to go. That is what I get here. So I hope you had a friendship in mind, because I'm now going to look at their energy. What is their energy? I have the High Priestess in reverse. I had to look at it a little bit because I have the reflection of my ring light. I have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. I have the 8 of Wands in reverse. Interesting. So the it's all in reverse. The High Priestess, first of all, is usually a card of wisdom. Like if the Moon card indicates, if the Moon card indicates a secret, something that you don't know, I feel like the High Priestess knows it, but they're keeping it from you, and they are doing that on purpose. That is the first instinct. That's the first thing that I'm getting here, that if the Moon card is a secret, then the High Priestess is a keeper of that secret, and they're not letting you know it. And they have this sense of mysteriousness around them, and they like that because it almost keeps you on your toes, and they can create a sort of a distance, which is really, I want to say interesting, but very toxic energy that I get there. Then with the 7 of Pentacles, this is about evaluation, waiting for manifestations to happen, but it's in reverse. So whatever they're doing, it's not helping them. They're being incredibly petty, they're being mean, but whatever they're hoping that happens with keeping you on your toes, almost stringing you along, it's not going to give them what they want anyway. So there's at least that. We have the 8 of Wands in upright, that is momentum going forward. In reverse, it gives me delays, things going slower than you would want or that they would want. And I think, I haven't even gotten like the Justice card or something, but I just feel like that is karma. Like they are being shitty, they are sort of stringing you along, and they're not getting what they want to get anyway. So that is the sort of energy that I get here. Now I want to look at what is the connection between you two. What is the connection between you two? I have the Hanged Man. There's this need for acceptance of the way that things are, and knowing that things likely are not going to change. And if they are, you are not the one that can change the connection between you. However, you can decide what you do about it. Like, okay, you know that this connection is a little shitty. I have the 5 of Wands, literally my conflict card. There's a conflict that is sort of almost like getting out of hand. And you need to be like all of these people all on your side. You need to embody that energy of defending yourself, sticking up for yourself, and either confronting them about what they're doing, or just be like, you know what? Don't care about you. You go and be your toxic ass self and just accept that that is the way that things are. You hold your ground and you're like, no, I'm gonna choose myself right now. That is the sort of energy. I would like to see one more card for like your connection. Judgment. This is always a card that I need a second to unpack. Also because it just looks different in every tarot deck. Because Judgment is a card of, and like I said, I already talked about Judgment and Karma, and I definitely feel like there is a piece of Karma in the Judgment card. I know that it's not like originally officially the way, but I think that Judgment is being called upon you, and there is gonna be this. I have so many thoughts. I'm sorry. I'm gonna shift a little bit on my chair. What I want to say, there's a self-realization, the self-reflection, if you will, that needs to take place on your part and on their part. I think for you, you're going to realize your self-worth. You're going to realize that you don't have to entertain their bullshittery. You don't have to entertain that. You can just be you, and you can focus on yourself and your own self-worth and realize that and sort of distance yourself from that. I hope that on the other side, they are gonna get a self-realization of their own bullshittery, and hopefully they will be able to stop that. I'm not saying that if they stop that they are now worth of your friendship. That's not at all what I'm saying. But I think that there's gonna be this karma-ish thing happening, but it's gonna come from within. That's what I think. I don't think that this judgment is gonna come from elsewhere. I think it's gonna come from within, both within you and within them. Interesting. Now let's look at what is the issue. So I saw some bullshittery, of course, on their part, but I want to know what is the exact issue. I have the Hermit card, making you feel alone. I have the Sun card in reverse. You don't feel like you can be yourself with them. They're being super negative, super pessimistic with you on purpose. I'll almost get this idea of toxic positivity. Like, do they portray themselves as if they have everything and that they're so awesome and that they have everything that you might want, and they're being super toxic about it? That is almost the idea that I get here, that they don't allow you to complain. Maybe they're someone who complains a lot, but they don't allow you to complain. They make you feel alone. We have the Hermit card. They make you feel alone. And to be honest, some alone time might be exactly what you need, but it needs to come from you. You need to want to be alone. You need to want to create some distance from them instead of them making you feel alone, if that makes sense. Because there can be a lot of strength in being alone, because you can connect with your intuition. You can connect to your inner guidance, some soul searching almost. That is something that I always associate with the Hermit. But I think that you can use that for the positive and to really find yourself, because we do have the Sun card here. I see that as being your authentic self, but it's in reverse right now, and we need to make that into an upright Sun. That is one of my favorite tarot cards. The upright Sun, being your authentic self, and almost this light shining through yourself, if that makes sense. And I feel like your light has been dimmed almost, and you need to find a way to let that light shine again. So now let's look at what is the advice. What is it that you can do? What is the advice? I have the Devil card in reverse. Break free. Get the fuck out of there. Literally. We have the Devil card in reverse. Get out of there. Cut yourself loose. We have the Fool. Take a risk. Take a leap of faith. You know what? Maybe there is some sort of way that this friendship can be resolved. But is that what you want after all of this? take a risk, dump their ass, find some new friends. That is that is literally how I feel. That is what these cards make me feel. So yeah, that is the advice. So pile number 2. This was quite a heavy reading. I really hope it resonated with you. Please let me know in the comments down below how it resonated. If you want to book a personal one-on-one tarot reading with me for some more guidance, definitely do so. Click the links in the description box. It will take you to my Etsy shop or my Ko-fi page. If you want to subscribe to this channel to see more tarot chats, pick a card readings, because I do those all the time, subscribe to the channel. Would love to have you here. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi, pile number 3 chose the smoky quartz crystal. I put on a little sweater because I was getting a little cold here. So let's take a look at your energy first. So what is your energy right now surrounding this friendship in general? I have the 9 of Swords in reverse. Usually the 9 of Swords is a card of mentally overwhelmed, having a lot of anxiety, being very stressed, worrying a lot, but we have it in reverse. So I get this feeling that there is some sort of healing that you are already doing. So you're already actively working on overcoming your anxieties, overcoming your worries. I also have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the Page of Pentacles is a card that indicates your focus on your goals. So having it being reversed gives me the idea that your focus has been elsewhere. So any goals that you've been wanting to accomplish, I don't know if you set any New Year's resolutions that you haven't really been able to keep up with, or maybe some other long-term goals that you just were really struggling with keeping up with. That is the energy that I get here for you. So I almost feel it in the way that I breathe, like very overwhelmed, very tiring energy. And the Ace of Cups, that this indicates blessings, good things happening. To me, this is also a card of love, mostly self-love. So throughout your healing of your mental overwhelm, throughout the healing of your anxieties and worries, you have sort of started to appreciate yourself a little bit more. You've started to gain that self-love, if that makes sense, or the start of loving yourself, which is really beautiful. So let's take a look at their energy. So I believe you have, because I asked you to in the beginning of the video, you have had a specific friendship, a specific person in mind. So I'm now going to look at their energy. What is their energy like? I have the 7 of Wands in reverse, boundary. Oh, and the 6 of Wands in reverse. A lack of confidence. I don't know if there is something that happened that made them lack the confidence so much, but there's definitely a lack in confidence, not being able to be proud of what they have done. Let me show you the cards. The 7 of Wands is a card of protecting your boundaries, holding your ground, staying true to your principles. Like other people have been crossing their boundaries. Things have not been going their way, and it is affecting their confidence. That is the idea that I get here. Oh, I also got the Devil in reverse. It's so interesting. I keep putting back my reversal cards upright in the deck, and then I shuffle a couple of times and I shuffle in some new reversals. And for all readings, I am getting the Devil reversed. That is super interesting. So that is sort of a card of trying to break free, knowing that something has been having a hold over you and trying to break free. But I feel like this person lacks the confidence of breaking free of, maybe it's expectations that somebody has set for them. And maybe that is the same person who keeps overstepping their boundaries. I don't know if this has to do with you, because oh my God, do I see different energy in them versus you. Just look at the coloration and the darkness versus the lightness of the cards. These are yours, these are theirs. These are all dark colored cards, and these are all way lighter. So that is super interesting. That I don't know if they did something that this is like their karma or something, but wow, do I see a difference in your energies. Now let's look at your connection. What is the connection between you two? I have the Four of Pentacles being very protective, possessive almost. There might be some possessiveness from one of you. We have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords to me is a gaining of mental clarity. So I don't know if your friendship together made it so that things just seem a little clearer. Like, do you have a lot of intellectual conversations, or is there something else that I'm just thinking, like the previous two readings, they felt like very toxic, heavy connections, but yours feels almost intellectually stimulating. And I'm also, because we also had the Four of Pentacles, I wanted to say like possessiveness was but maybe just being very protective of each other. That is the sort of idea that I get here. Like, dare I say like a brother-sister bond? But it's that kind of protectiveness that I'm now getting. Sometimes I need some more cards to get the true like energy of that. I also have the Knight of Cups. This could be which is weird because I just said brother-sister sort of trust, sort of relationship. But with the Knight of Cups is like this quest for love. So this could be that one of you is potentially romantically interested in the other, or that it could be just that there is a deep emotional connection that is purely platonic. I also have the Hermit card in reverse, and the Hermit card to me is a card of solitude, of being alone, and maybe you recently haven't really been having the time to connect to each other, and I feel like they might really need some of that positivity that you have right now. I don't know if you are in a place to share that, because sometimes in our healing process we need some solitude, we need some alone time. But if you do have the ability to, you might want to reach out to them, because they do seem to be super low. Like I said, the coloration of the cards, your cards versus their cards, that was something that was, I don't know, sort of putting me down almost. I don't know if that makes sense. But there is this sort of solitude, like somebody is feeling alone, and maybe they are sort of leaving you alone because they have a lot on their plate and they have a lot on their mind. But that doesn't mean that they don't need you. Sometimes people who need others, instead of reaching out to them, they push them away. So that is something to be mindful of. Whew. The other readings were very focused on them, and this case it's really focused on the friend. So let's look at what is the issue between the two of you. What is the issue? Ooh. The Ten of Swords. Definitely someone overall, definitely someone in a very, very low point of their lives. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. There's someone, and I think it's your friend, who's having a hard time balancing everything because there's a lot going on. And that might be the same thing for you, by the way. I just keep focusing on your friend, but I also think that both of you have a lot going on your plate, because you are also healing, you are also overcoming stuff and worries and anxiety. So for you, it's also been very hard to prioritize the other person, and the same thing goes for them, that they have found it very hard to prioritize you with everything that they have going on. So you're sort of in the same boat, well, I think, regarding that. But yeah, someone is going through a hard time with the Ten of Swords, and then we have the Two of Pentacles here. I'm having a lot of trouble with my camera today. I don't know what's going on. I'm having a lot of trouble focusing. I'm sorry. I hope you are able to see all that. So now let's look at what is the advice for you, pile number 3. I have the Six of Swords that is moving away, moving on, the Tower in reverse, and the Eight of Swords in reverse. So let me think, because there are a couple of things that are instantly going. Okay. The Six of Swords is a card of moving on, decisive change. You know that things need to change, and it's up to you. Do you want this friendship to succeed? I definitely think that there's potential, because I do think that there is a bond between the two of you, even though it sort of has been watered down a little, I almost want to say, which is ironic since I'm using the Mermaid Tarot. But I also, with the Tower card in reverse, the Tower card is this disruption, but it's in reverse. So I think it's something that is... The first thing that came to mind when I saw that is, don't wait for this bad thing to happen before you decide to take action. There are a million things that could point to a bad thing happening. I think it is a bad thing happening in their life, but it doesn't have to be. But there is a thing, a disruption, something very sudden that is going to happen, that is going to change. I don't know if it is a decision by someone. I think it's out of your control. But don't wait for that to happen before you decide to make a change. And I have the Eight of Swords. Someone is feeling like they are super restricted and that they can't get out of it. And I think that they need your help with that. Which, it's not fair, right? That this is being asked of you, but you can do with it what you want, because it's your life and it's your choice, it's your decision. But I do want you to know that. I want to know one more thing that you can do. What is it you can do? Because the Eight of Swords in reverse as an actionable step also tells me that it is in your hand to get out of the situation that it is right now and to make a change. What else is it that you can actively do? Four of Wands. Sort of create or recreate that stability, that bond of trust, that safe space for the both of you, because I think that that is something that could be. And the Four of Wands, some people see it as like a relationship, a marriage card. I see it as a place, a lot of motorcycles driving by. I see it as a place where you, and it can be a place or a person where you feel safe, where you feel like you can trust your surroundings, the person, the situation, where you can place trust. And where you feel at home. That is what I associate with the Four of Wands. So, pile number 3. This was your reading. I don't know what to say. I hope you resonated with it. I would love to hear in the comments down below how you resonated with it. If you want to book a personal one-on-one tarot reading with me to gain more insights on this or on anything else, the links are in the description box. That will bring you to my Etsy shop or my Ko-fi page. And if you want to see more videos on tarot chats, pick a card readings, subscribe to this channel because I do those all the time. But for now, thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you next time. Hi, pile number 4, you chose the carnelian crystal, really beautiful crystal. So let's take a look. I put on a little sweater because I was getting a little cold. I made myself a coffee because you know you are the last pile, so I've already done 3 readings. Those were kind of heavy, so I'm hoping yours is going to be a lighter one, but that all depends on your situation and on your energy. So I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Let's get started. So let's first take a look at your energy. 2 cards already jumped up. The World card, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 10 of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? Are you in like a super well-established place right now? Because that is what I see. I have the 10 of Pentacles, legacy, generations coming together. I have the World card, completion, achievement of goals. I have the Wheel of Fortune, being generally in a very happy, positive space. I don't think I've ever drawn these cards together. And it immediately gives me a much lighter feeling. Of course, we're not there yet, so we still have a lot of cards to pull. But that is the energy that I see around you. Like you are at this point in your life where you feel like you really turn things around, because the Wheel of Fortune to me is about a turning point. So it wouldn't surprise me if you have gone through a lot of shit, and the Wheel of Fortune shows us that right now you've sort of turned your life around, where you have achieved a lot of goals and where you have maybe close family connections. Maybe some of you have recently gotten some money from a family member who passed away, which is always very hard to lose someone, but and at the same time, sometimes that can be the financial opportunity that we need to turn our lives around. So it's like this double-edged sword almost. Whew, okay, so, and I did ask you to think of a specific friendship, specific person. So I want you to think of them now, because I'm gonna look at their energy right now. I have the Nine of Wands, being determined, like they're looking up to you because you seem to have already done so much. And okay, I also just pulled the Tower card in reverse and the Three of Swords. So that to me, ooh, okay, I'm dropping things. Oh, okay. Oh, it's stuck. Okay, I'm sorry. Determination. Finding that last like motivation to get that like final push. The Tower card, disruption, things not going the way that they planned it to go, but like in a very destructive, disruptive way, I want to say. My hair is all over the place now. And then I also had the Three of Swords. This is a healing from an old pain. So what is there going on? I think that there is something that, like the Tower card and the Three of Swords popped up at the same time. So I think that there's something that is happening that is making them think of an old pain, old trauma maybe even, that is coming up. And it's coming up at a time where they really, it's like bad timing. Like where you had a good timing with the Wheel of Fortune, I think they have a bad timing because they're in this, they're trying to make the final push to keep going. But it's really hard when they're being reminded of something from the past that is just really hurting them. And I think that that is the overarching, most important energy that I can read from them right now that they're going through. So let's look at what is the connection between you two. Okay, cards are going everywhere, so just gonna need a second to calm down. What is the connection between you two? I have the Hierophant in reverse. Was some of you like a teacher, one of you a teacher or a mentor or something like that? I have the Two of Wands reverse, the Knight of Swords reverse. So like I said, with the, let me grab it. The Hierophant is a card of like a teacher, someone spiritual, something having to do with more like tradition, a mentor, like the way things have always been done. So have you maybe been stuck in a rut and there was this, ooh, is there a shift in like a power dynamic where first they were doing all great and you were doing worse, and now it's the other way around, and that is a shift that happened in your connection because the way that things were always done was, I don't know what that was. I don't know what the way was that you always did things. But I feel like there's been a shift in like a power dynamic almost. Really interesting. And then we have the Two of Wands in reverse. The Two of Wands is my card of like being at the start of a path and having to make a decision and trying to see the potential in both of them. But having it be in reverse gives me this idea that there is a lack, not necessarily a lack of potential, but a lack in the ability to see the potential. That is more what I see here. But it's interesting how that comes up with the connection. Maybe because there's been a shift in the power dynamics, one is really doubting like, oh, is this, if the roles are reversed right now, is this still a friendship, a connection that I want? And then I also have the Knight of Swords, and this is very impulsive energy, impulsive, reckless, action-packed, very restless energy. So there's something there between you two that is very restless. I don't know if it's something that has always been there, but now it's just sort of bubbling up, and maybe things have sort of stacked upon each other that makes this very unstoppable right now. I don't know what it is. Like, what is this unstoppable, almost reckless energy? What is that pertaining to? I have justice, karma. Every action has a reaction. That is a new sentence that I have associated with justice, and it just makes so much sense with interpreting this card. Every action has a reaction. So the way that they have always been treating you, like in the what we said with the Hierophant card of the way things have always been done, there's been a shift and there's now a reaction going on. And it almost looks as you have been building up better karma because things are going way better for you than for them. And I'm not saying that if things go bad for you, that means that you build up bad karma. That is not at all what I'm saying. I am saying the Justice card, my karma card, has come up here. I also have the Page of Cups, but it's in reverse. So the Page of Cups is like someone who is a dreamer. It's like something unexpected help happening, being very helpful, but it's in reverse. So it's that blocked energy. I don't see reversals as like the opposite or like a negative, but it's more like blocked energy, like sometimes the opposite, but in this case, like, I don't want to say dreams have been blocked, but someone who was usually always open to being very helpful suddenly might not be because there's been a shift in that power dynamic. That is really interesting. And I hope that well, I mean, I don't hope that resonated because it sucks, but there might be a message there for someone. So let's look at what is the issue in your friendship. What is the issue? I have the Eight of Wands and the Page of Wands in reverse. So the Eight of Wands is a card of momentum, things going really quickly. So I feel like you are currently in this momentum, like things are going great for you. And that might be the problem, which is not your problem because that's not fair. And we have the Page of Wands in reverse, and the Page of Wands upright is someone who wants to try new things. They are very free-spirited. They know and they recognize that they have this limitless potential, but it's in reverse. So there's someone who is thinking so negatively that they are being affected by how well your life is going. That is literally what I keep feeling and what I keep seeing here. I don't know what to say. Let's see what else is the issue here. What is the issue here? Four of Wands in reverse. This place, this friendship that you have is no longer a place where you feel like you can completely trust them, where you are completely safe, because the dynamic has changed. And it's not the fact that the dynamic has changed, it's the reaction on that is making it so you no longer feel safe to maybe share your goals, share what you have achieved. Like you no longer feel that is safe for you to do, which absolutely sucks. So I want to look at what are some actions that you can take. I have the Four of Pentacles, protect yourself, protect your energy. I have the Eight of Swords, get out of there. Make sure that you don't restrict yourself in a situation, in a relationship, in a friendship with someone who doesn't have your best interest in mind. Speak your truth, be honest about how you feel, and try to make, like, this is a card of unbiased, I'm dropping it, but it can be there because I just showed you already. It's my card of unbiased decisions. So even though you have a bias because you know them or you think you know them, you have known them, you have had a relationship, a history with them, but make an unbiased decision on if this was happening to any of your friends, what would you do? I don't remember what the last thing was that I said, but yeah, I picked up the Queen of Swords from the floor. So yeah, definitely speak your honest truth, make an unbiased decision. That is what I was saying. So yeah, that is the reading that I have for you, pile number 4. I hope it resonated with you. Please let me know in the comments down below how it resonated. And if you want some further guidance, definitely book a tarot reading with me, a one-on-one personal tarot reading. You can do so through the links in the description box. That will take you to my Etsy shop, my coffee shop. And if you want to see more pick a card readings, more tarot chats, all that kind of stuff, subscribe to this channel. I would love to have you here. And for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.